The station where our veterans' voices are heard. MBR Talk.
Hey, thanks for supporting our channel by watching and listening.
Find us on the web at mbradio.us.
Yeah. NY born, NY built.
What is up, yo?
Vanilla
Happy
Gorilla,
Sunday,
Big Dog.
Another Sunday
Untouchables.
with
Let's
your
go.
favorite
Step in the
hostess
ring like kings of
with
the block.
mostest.
Gorilla grip, Big Dog, never stop. Iron in the veins, no gimmicks, no props. This is hard work, black top and body slops. Ain't no flash, just fists and fake. We run through ropes like we run through
It
gates.
can't be. This is crazy.
You hear that roar? That's
And
the
if
Empire
nobody at
Shake.
home knows who
We
this
the
guy is, this is the Big Dog. And he did get a tip from the Brooklyn Prodigies earlier on that they had travel issues, but not due to them being scared or anything like that. But oh my gosh, the Vanilla Gorilla and the Big Dog and the Untouchables just inserted themselves into this tag team.
elbows harder than a steel trash can. One shot, knock them flat on sight. Two beats bred for the spotlight fight. They can talk tough, bark loud all night, but in the ring, we bite and we bite right. We are untouchables, NY bred. Two fists swinging, leave legends dead. Joey bring the rage, Dave bring the brain. Together we storm like a runaway train. Untouchable, New York style. We on tap, we make them snap. We don't tap, we make them snap.
Yo, what is up? What is up? Happy Sunday, fun day. Summer's almost here. Next weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there. We don't know if we're going to be on next Sunday, but we probably will because we got a guest. But anyways, what's up, OG?
What's going on, boys? Excited to be here today. We got some great guests on.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call him great. I call him okay.
All
mean, you know.
right. Well, they heard that, I'm sure.
But let's
Just remember that.
let's get to
I mean, let's just get to
let's just get to ACW wrestling.
yeah.
which happened
Let's get to
Yeah.
5 minutes
Oh.
last night. I
Boys.
gotta say,
Wow.
this besides the 2 months ago when they had it, this show, the ending was
It was
phenomenal.
it was very chaotic. It told a story, and that was billed as the final chapter, but the way that match ended,
listen.
Not
I
a
don't think
chance.
that's the end of it. I think there's got to be
Nope.
one more
It
to
always
come.
it always says the beginning is the end, but the end is the beginning. Understand?
Unless maybe they go away for a little while, they go their separate ways, and they come back together and fight all over again. But they've been fighting each other for the last 2 years, I believe.
2.5.
2.5. And I've
That
had the
card-
opportunity to witness some of those matches.
That card up and down from start to finish was fantastic. The Hall of Fame, that was fantastic. The tribute to Macho Man, Randy Savage, that was unbelievable.
Congratulations.
What a great...
to Mike Bell.
I
He
wish
deserved
I went to that
more
show
than
now.
anybody.
Now I wish I had gone there.
Mike Bell, shout out to
Yes.
the man
Yes.
Mike Bell.
Mike Bell.
I know
Yep.
Mike Bell
Mike Bell.
personally. I know Tony DeVito personally. I worked with them both, and I gotta say, them two guys right there, and I say all the time, are two legends.
I think
Yes, they are.
Mike is a guy that if his demons don't get the best of him, I think is a Hall of Famer for any company
Well,
he works
It
for.
wasn't.
And I think right now in this era of independent wrestling and everything else, from what I've watched of him and what I've learned about him, he would be having a whole lot of fun right now in this era
But
of
it
wrestling.
wasn't his demons. He was bipolar.
Yes, but
So when you say demons, you're talking about the drugs
well, no,
and everything else. Yes. Did he do drugs?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
but there's a whole
110%.
movie on it.
Right, but he did do drugs.
No,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But the bipolar,
Is
when
what
that
got
kicks
him.
in, when a bipolar kicks in, it fucks with your head.
100%. And they said he was, but if you listen to what his brother said last night, he was self-medicating.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
you know, he just happens, and I think right now, if he's still around, I think he's in ACW. I think he's with his friends, and I think he's having a lot of fun right now.
So let's get to the matches real fast because I want to bring my boys in because we only got an hour. So let's start with when Enzo came out.
So yeah, so he announced the Hall of Fame. He talked about welcoming everybody to the show. He talked about the Cruiserweight title and how technically he never lost in that building. He's never lost a Cruiserweight. He lost the national championship.
He never lost the Cruiserweight.
But he's never lost a Cruiserweight title there. He had his first match and his last match there.
Correct.
As Cruiserweight champion. And I was there to witness. Actually, I was there to witness his last match in WWE on the Cruiserweight tour. And then I was there to witness his first match back as Enzo before he changed it to Real One when he wrestled Brian Pillman Jr. for Northeast Wrestling.
Correct.
So I was there. I had the opportunity and was afforded the opportunity to go see both of those matches.
Let's get to the next match.
The first match that they kicked off with was, what was it?
Was
was it the scramble match?
Yes, with the special guest.
Yeah,
the 5-way. Yeah.
That was big. I will say any 5 of those guys could have been champion. Any 5 of those guys have a championship pedigree and lineage. And I mean, just to start the match off, you had 2 big, huge guys.
Oh my God, they're
and
Hammerstone and Brian Cage, and that was a great. I think they could do a lot with that. Come time for them to. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining.
I think it was like a gateway to a future.
It was because those are 2 guys that I think any roster, signed or unsigned, I think any roster would be happy to have those 2 guys every month, every other month, every 4 months, have them come in. Then you add Flip Gordon into the mix. Which,
I know, that was awesome.
For people who don't know, also teamed with Brian Cage for a while, and they were called the Flippin' Machines.
Which Brian Cage
I remember that.
Now.
And
I remember that.
That's 3. The 4th one was, who was it?
The black guy.
It was
no. I drew a complete blank.
No.
Yeah, Brian Cage.
GKM was in the Cruiserweight title match.
Hammerstone. Matt
Taven. Yeah.
Well, no, that's the 4th guy.
Taven was the 5th guy.
He was the 5th guy.
Oh, he was the 5th guy.
I'm getting to that.
He was the surprise.
Well, technically, he was the 2nd surprise. Because the first surprise was Joe Clean.
Right.
Who never made it to the ring.
No. But Joe Clean can actually. Okay.
Joe Clean can wrestle.
How can I forget him?
Who?
It was old Manser.
Mance
Warner.
The new Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mance. It was Brian Cage, Hammerstone, Flip Gordon. I can't even believe I forgot about Mance.
So,
and then for them to
end it the way they did was
bring
classic.
in Matt Taven, who I actually completely forgot. Not because he's been on Ring of Honor, but I forgot that they've traveled the roads with him. They wrestled him, numerous times as the Kingdom when he was MTV Matt Taven. And I didn't even think that he would have been the 5th man in that match.
Correct. So
that's
now,
one guy I would have never thought, but again, a guy that has a lot of history in that building.
And for Flip Gordon to win, shout out to my man Flip. So let's get to the next one.
That was, that match was a 5-star match. No, the next one was
killer.
The next one
the
was
ladies,
the
right?
Cruiserweight title match.
Yeah. Was it Cruiserweight or the ladies next?
It was GMK.
No, I think it was the Cruiserweight and then the ladies.
GMK.
GKM,
You're right. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yep.
Sparrow.
Yes.
And where was I? I was just looking at it.
Shout out to Leo Sparrow for winning again.
Lamo.
Shout out to
Limo.
Leo Sparrow for winning again.
Who's a guy that came from Ireland and moved to the States.
Correct.
To chase his dream.
And he did. So now I'm trying to speed this up because I don't want to lose the time with the boys.
Well, then next you had the women's match, was the tag team match, Lady Frost and Vicious Vicky versus Indy Hartwell and Steph
And
DeLander.
who won that one?
That was, I think it was Vicious Vicky and Lady Frost, but Vicious Vicky took the pinfall away
but there
from
was
Lady Frost, setting up a match later on. But J-Rod also
the Gladiator.
Timekeeper
Correct.
And hit Steph with the belt, setting up her versus Steph for the title at some point.
Correct. And the next match.
Well, I'm just going to run down the card because I don't remember what match was next. You had the national championship match, which was Dante El Jugar Casanova versus Zach Clayton, which was a fantastic match. Obviously, the national champion retained. Then you had Ben Bishop versus Fox Vineyard. Again, another great match, and again, two clashes
Very good match.
that worked very well.
Time out there. So Ben Bishop versus Fox Viner. How did Fox Viner lose to Ben Bishop?
Because Ben is like 7 foot tall.
And what does that
How did
mean?
I know you were going to say that?
What does that mean?
Ben is
I ain't
like
never lost
7
to nobody
foot tall.
taller than me.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
A couple times.
Only one I lost to somebody taller than me was 911.
And you lost. And Primo. And you lost.
Nah, Primo took me out because of his boyfriend. I mean, his
Okay,
friend.
again, he took you out. You lost.
Next question, please.
No, you lost. So now let me finish doing what I was doing because you want to get through this. Then you had the Hall of Fame. Obviously, we talked about Mike Bell and Macho Man being inducted. I think it was pretty cool to bring all those guys in. Tony Atlas, Paul Roma, Mario Mancini.
And I think that was his stepson.
Tito Marcy. Yeah, Tito was in the video.
I think that was his stepson.
I think that was, if it wasn't his stepson, it was a cousin or a brother.
Somebody related to them.
Yeah. Then you had Wrecking Ball and Yosifer versus
Who
the Righteous.
Right, and
the Righteous won, but that was a great match again. Let's see, what else am I missing? I'm trying to go through the card pretty quickly here.
After that,
Danny Doring and Crowbar, which turned out to be Crowbar versus Vargas, which Crowbar wound up winning.
Shout out to the table.
And then you had, the final chapter.
The final chapter,
which was the Steel Cage War, the Now versus Sent to Slaughter. And that was, that match, honestly, again, is probably because no matter where they've been, these two teams, no matter where they've gone against each other, what company it's been for, what titles it's been for, they've put nothing but 5-star matches out.
And just so everybody knows, we are entertainment. Okay? When I say entertainment, that means me and Joey could be father and son, but guess what?
Yo, what's up, everybody?
I'm going to turn around and beat his ass if they put me against him. That's the way it works. And I'm going to go out with him and have a beer, and I'm going to bring him home, and we're going to have a good night.
No.
So that's entertainment. So, guys, on that note, we're going to commercial, and we'll be back with our clowns, Joe and Ray, in a second.
You heard?
I'm feeling alright. What do you know about the time
Yo, what is up? What is up?
What's
Yo,
up?
Happy fun day. Yo, this is Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. Follow us on all streaming networks, YouTube, everything else. Check out our YouTube page. And don't forget, we have something coming out that
Which we will talk about.
We'll talk about later because the boss said so.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it later. I'm just the CEO. I only tell them what to do. So, on that note, guys, I want to take the time to say welcome to
Our interview
Circus
of the week.
The interview of the week is brought to you by Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
There they are.
There they
Let's go.
are. What is going on with these clowns today?
What's going on?
Speaking of clowns,
Yeah, you look like a clown right now with that pink thing over your head, buddy.
you like that? Hey, listen, I can't choose what my girlfriend decides to put on her deck. You know what I mean?
I have
I mean,
one
hey.
question. I have one question for Big Dog and Joey. Why are you guys sitting so far away from each other? I see half a Joey and half a Big Dog. Why don't you guys come in a little?
Actually not. We're not ironically that far apart.
No, you guys are father and
we just
son. You
have
get a little
a-
closer.
We have like
Gotta get a
Yeah.
little snuggly.
Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on. No, this
Get in
is
there.
Angle-
Give
angle
each other
it
a
out.
hug.
Come on, let's go.
Give each other a hug.
Is that better? Is that better,
I mean,
Joey?
Now I could see your faces at least. You know,
There
it
we
was
go.
like half and half.
There
we
we
go.
That's the way we.
That's
That's
it.
the way we like to do our things, brother.
I see. It's like like a
What's up,
shoulder,
Bernie?
and that's it. What's up? Oh, Bernie, what goes on?
So,
Bernard.
So you're gonna smoke that one.
so
I'm gonna
I'm
smoke
smoking
this
the
I'm on
Palacio di Cigaro.
That's definitely
blue
not
one.
how you say it.
However
They're
you
both
That
the
is
say
same
it.
name.
absolutely not even
Pagliacci.
remotely close to saying it the way it should be said.
Yeah, I'm
Pagliacci.
smoking the Azuri, okay?
That's
There you
very
go.
beautiful. Beautiful.
Tell us
Now I'm gonna
how
smoke the
you
Viola.
came about to make these cigars and what gave you the idea to come up with that name?
Yeah, well, I'll start on the story of the cigars first, and then Ray can jump into the naming and stuff. But about 2 years ago, 18 months ago, between that time, we wanted to make a cigar for our fans that's more budget friendly, right? We wanted to come out with a budget friendly cigar. And the goal was to make a cigar sub $10, which is very hard to do in the craft boutique, realm. And as we were in the blending process, we realized we can do it, and it's just we have to do it on scale. And then finally we came down to the cigars that we have, and we're able to bring them to the market $8 and under. So it's just killer, it's a killer thing. And Ray, for the naming, I mean, if you want to get into that.
Yeah, man. We kind of want to, what we usually do. What are you selling?
You're killing Wasp.
I'm killing Wasp. I was killing Wasp. I got my Wasp killer right here, just in case anybody thinks I'm bullshitting. Yeah. So this is a project, like Joe said, that it's kind of been 2 years in the making, right? We kind of hold it near and dear to our heart because we are blue collar guys, right? The three of us are blue collar guys at the end of the day, man, and we don't forget our upbringing, our fathers before us were blue collar all the way down the lineage. So, what Joe's saying, we wanted to bring a cigar to the market that we can get a premium tobacco premium blend in the blue collar workers' hands, man. That's kind of the drive for this whole project. And we always also in our lineage of the cigar clowns always try to kind of focus back on our roots and where we come from. We've done it throughout our line of cigars with the ABB representation of Sleepy Hollow up in New York, the Recession, which we did with the old school Barnum and Bailey vibe, people who know our line. Those are just a few of them. So we wanted to kind of pay homage to where we came from, man. We have our upbringings in Brooklyn, growing up in Brooklyn, hardworking, class Italian-American families, Irish, mixed, Spanish, all the people we grew up in the neighborhood, and being Italian and having Italian lineage, we wanted to kind of, focus on that with this project and, kind of give you and kind of open up our world of, where we kind of grew up with and, kind of how we grew up. And the Pagliacci di Cigari, which is actually cigar clowns in Italian if you don't speak Italian. And the color schemes for the Viola and the Azzurri, they're both the name of the color in Italian. It's a representation of our culture, our blue collar heritage, our Italian upbringing, kind of bringing our neighborhood vibe and how we grew up. Even though Danny grew up in Staten Island, we don't know too many people, but it's it's not his fault. It wasn't his fault that he wasn't born and raised in Brooklyn like myself and Joe were privileged enough to have a wonderful upbringing. But yeah, that's a little bit of the backstory of the cigar.
Yeah. Yeah, and I will say that when we designed the label and the packaging and the branding, we wanted to get away a little bit from the face of the clown, right?
Right.
We are cigar clowns, but we wanted to open the market up. Yep, it's on the back.
I was just gonna say it's hiding there. It's there.
It's on there.
It's not as prominent as you guys normally would put it.
Correct. Now, as a growing band, right, we take all feedback seriously, and we get a lot of feedback because myself, Ray, Danny, and a couple of guys would go into shops and try to sell cigars to shops, and we got a lot of feedback. Hey, the band, it's kind of goofy. It's kind of
yes, they do, Bernie. Yes, they do.
What's up, brother? And no, Bernie, we're not at the same place.
He said the sticks smoke amazing, and put out smoke is so good.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
the output of smoke is good. Always. And that's one thing I noticed, that even with these, like even when I first smoked, when I got them in, I smoked the Viola and then I smoked the Azzurri, and I noticed even through both of them, the draws weren't tight, the smoke output was there, and it smoked, it burned even, it smoked great. The flavor profiles are there, and it was just like, again, something that you guys have always done and always made sure as your cigars always had the transitions and the flavor profiles, and this is just another step in that journey.
So now,
yeah,
let's go back to Ray.
Oh boy,
Ray, what made you and Joe want to make your own cigars when you were growing up?
I don't know. I'll take the lead on this. I don't know if necessarily I even thought about that even in the early onset of, getting into cigars. Starting my cigar journey with my grandfather, in my early 20s, and then kind of venturing in, finding my own way and going through all the, the phases of life, the infused, that whole run, the big gauge cigars, because you thought you were cool. And I was 400 pounds at the time. So I said, how could a fat guy smoke a Robusto? I need a 7x70 to walk around with, right? That was just my whole vibe, right?
I've done that.
So I lived that vibe, but I owned it. But I lived that vibe, but I owned it. I didn't know what the hell I was doing.
Anymore.
Either do I. I'll go as high as maybe a 60 on a 6x60 that we've done, but anything bigger than that. But when the Solemn 13 first came out, I was into hype with those. Like, oh shit, these are great. And you kind of go along your journey. I'm pretty sure Joe will agree with me. We didn't decide to really kind of get full. We had enough knowledge in the industry and have made a lot of friends through the industry over the years as a Facebook group and just a group of guys of hanging out on the weekends and shit. But we really didn't kind of have that mindset until COVID hit, when we kind of first started sitting down with this. We were sitting down every day on Zoom calls after work, because we were all working, every one of us, and there were 6 of us at the time. We were all working during the pandemic, and it was like our escape. We would just come on, we would smoke. There was no sports. We would just talk about whatever, life. How was your day? What's going on in life? What's going on in the world? And that's when we kind of said, with Joe, I think Joe was the one who kind of initiated the conversation. It's like, yo, we know a couple people in the industry. Why can't we get some cigars and just do something, And we were kind of like, yeah, let's, what the fuck else we got to lose at this point? And it's not like there's anything else going on at this point. Why not? And then, from there, it was kind of like a rocket ship. 38 cigar releases with 9 SKUs, and we just added the Shafios to our family. So yeah, man, I think it was more so on
funny you bring that up, because I was going to ask you guys about that. So how did that? I know you guys partnered with them to do the Goldie Grace and to give back to the sex trafficking and stuff, or the human trafficking and stuff like that. How did it come about for you guys to acquire them or partner with them? How did that work? When you guys decided to finally do that.
While he's killing a wasp, I'll tell you. So we started a long time ago, man. Many years ago, we met them through a mutual friend who's a great cigar shop owner. We met them at an event. We were fans of their cigars. They were fans of our cigars, and we had a conversation. Man, we just talked like friends, like we're doing to you guys right now. Just talked, we're shooting the shit. And Ray and Justin, they became really tight, and they talked all the time. And I guess from there it just progressed to, hey, let's do a project together. Let's do something together. And that's when Goldie Grace was born. We had this and we still do. We have this great cigar, Goldie Grace. She started off as a Lancero.
Phenomenal stick. I remember when those came out and you guys came on with them. Those sticks were fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
The Freedom Fighter is really good too.
Yes, the Freedom Fighter is really good. But from that project, talking with them and working with them, they really like the way we work. We like the way they work. They have a growing family, so we were trying to help them grow, just as friends do, and giving them advice. And they really don't have the time to, because the cigar business is a full-time business. It is what it is.
Yes, it is.
It's a couple of things in the cigar business.
Yeah.
You need a ton of cash. It's a cash burn. You need a lot of time. Yeah, and and it's not just time going on, making the cigars. You have to market yourself. You have to market the cigars. You have to be in groups. You have to, touch consumers, shake hands, and kiss a lot of babies. You know what I mean? So as they have a young family, they weren't able to do that. And we're big believers in what they do. We're big believers in the mission that they have. They're doing amazing stuff. They just bought a tiny home for a survivor of human trafficking, and the person's going to live there. I'm not sure if it's a year or 18 months or 2 years. They're going to live in that home, and then the next person's going to move in. It's a huge thing. It's like $100,000 home they purchased with proceeds. So they're putting their money up. Like this is what Justin and Crystal do. We're big believers in what they do.
This is the money where the mouth is at the end of the day. Yeah, this is the money where the mouth is. It's not like, oh, we're making donations, we're doing the proof is there, man. They're boots on the ground, and at the end of the day, it was a no-brainer for us. They like Joe said, they were starting to expand their family. They really didn't have much time. We kind of wanted to step in and help them as a friends, not even on the business aspect, because we consider them to be family at the end of the day, man. We, same kind of, upgrading, mom and pop, they're real true mom and pop. There's just them. There's no secretary, there's no reps, there's no nobody. It's them. So to be able to say,
and sending them out, man.
Yeah, like we did, like we started that way too, man. We still do it sometimes. Like we just did a couple of these little special things. If you saw my little announcement yesterday, we took a couple of those boxes and we, and we sent them. I don't know where they're going, or who's gonna get them, but there's a couple of little cool little bonus little prizes in those packs. But yeah, getting back to
those prizes were really nice, by the way. The designs of them were fantastic.
So now I'm gonna ask you this.
That was all Joe, man. Joe killed that.
Thank you.
I'm gonna ask you this other question. So there used to be about 4 or 5 or 6 of you guys. Now there's only down to 3.
Correct.
What happened?
Oh, you want dirt? No, there's no dirt.
Well, as a business evolves, people have different things come up in their lives. Yeah,
right.
Like
different commitments, things happen, life things happen.
Yeah, so it's just like, hey, I can't. As a small business, everybody has to pull their weight, right? Everybody has to wear all the hats. You have to go out. You have to grind. And if you can't do it, it's not like, yo, you can't do it. You got to be out. They came to us and like, hey, I can't do this no more, man. I don't want to. It's not fair for me to be part of the business if I'm not doing it. I have commitment. I'm getting promoted. 2 guys were getting like promoted. One guy was going through with his daughter and getting remarried. And that's it. We still love them. They're still our family. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just they didn't have time for the business.
No, and
like I told you guys before.
We kind of went through that here too.
Yeah, man, it's a lot of time.
Yeah.
This started.
Yeah, we did that.
Me and him during COVID. Originally, when we were renting out, we were going to stay at different hotels just to get the family out of the house. And me and him decided we wanted to start a podcast. So then we were like, well, how do we do it? And I bought the little freaking Zoom podcast microphone, not realizing I needed, this interface and headphones and this. And it went to Instagram, and it was me and Kyle. And then we brought on OG, and then we brought him on. And then, like you said, Kyle couldn't do it at the time because, family and his job had stuff going on. OG was there for a little while. Then he had to step away because he had some personal stuff go on. And then it was just us. And like you said, you have to be the promoter, the booker, the producer,
the accountant,
the taste tester,
the gorilla position, when the cigars are going out and watching how they go and what the marketing is.
The design maker,
everything, bro.
Watching
everything.
The shirts and whatever merchandise going out.
Listen, I'm going to keep Joe, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. And you know this, and we've had conversations for the past how many years that I know you. If you want to get in the cigar industry, it is not a fucking easy thing to do. It's not.
And it's not.
It's not.
No, it's not. And I like the way, and you guys see, we've told you, we've tested blends over the years, whatever. And finally, we met this guy through, ironically, a Facebook group. I had met him. He posted a cigar brand I never had. So I'd hit him up like, hey, listen, we promote, smaller brands on my podcast. Love to have you and them on, whatever. He's like, well, make your own line. And I said to him flat out, I'm like, I don't have that kind of cash flow.
Correct.
So he in turn was like, well, the way that I do it is I do pre-orders, and the pre-orders determine from the customers how much product comes in, and you're not putting any money out up front. They're paying for it, and you're just collecting the profit.
And see, again,
and now once he did that, imposed that to us, then it was like, okay, we had, a 3-hour conversation one night, and then another 2-hour conversation. We were finally like, yo, let's just pull the trigger on this.
So again,
and it, like you said, it was our way. It's our foot in the door.
Yep.
It's our way in the industry, and not having the cash flow. This is an easy way for us to do it. While the price is expensive and we don't like that, we tried every which way possible to not keep it that high, but there was no possible way.
Even I and Joey have to pay
$110.
So
don't
think that we're getting over
for the
from
cigars plus shipping, and that's what I tell everybody. I'm like, what you're paying is what we're paying. We're not getting a break or the wholesale price. What you're paying is what we're paying, and at the end of the day, the cigars are great. They're being made in the Picardo factory, so I have no gripes about that. But it's like you guys. It's not going to be an easy journey for us to get in, but the fact that we have our foot in the door and we're able to do it now and do it this way, and to kind of, like you said, build that capital to be able to have the money to go to you guys or this person, say, hey, listen, who can we work with to make this happen? And then that's what we're looking for.
That's great. It's I'm just gonna give you guys a little advice, because we had a lot of when we were starting, we had a lot of OGs giving us advice, and make sure you own all your IP, your intellectual property. Make sure it's yours.
Facts.
That is one thing I'm gonna tell you guys right off the bat.
Yesterday, I should have done that if you didn't.
Yeah. So
listen, ain't nobody ever getting turnbuckles and stogies. I own that bitch.
I'm just saying. I'm just
he's
giving you a little advice, man. And make sure if you let somebody if you're letting somebody use your IP, you have a written agreement. Because without that agreement, it means it's a problem.
Yeah.
We have, thank God we had all that in place. We got screwed a couple of times. I'm sure you guys know.
Yes.
But that's any industry, man.
Yeah,
People
you got to have a
advantage of you. Yeah.
You got to have a lot. You got to have a non-disclosure for any sensitive information about turnbuckles, about the cigars, and you got to have, you got to have a non-disclosure too, where they can't use, without written permission, they can't use turnbuckles and stogies without that. I learned that with the OG cigar tender. So I don't know if you guys know, I have a side hustle that kind of petered out a little bit since then, but it took me about 6 months of research for my name, the OG cigar tender, and it actually started the cigar tender. And then I found out through research there was a cigar tender cigar shop down in Florida, So I had to modify my name, and that was a little bit of a rigmarole to go through that. So that's why it's the OG cigar tender. And I kid with everybody and just tell everybody that OG stands for old guy because I'm an old guy. So it's not original
old,
gangster.
You're not that old. I'm the oldest guy on here.
Hold on. Real quick, just about kind of going off what Joe was saying. Think about this. And I'm pretty sure it's true. I don't know how accurate it is. I didn't do deep dive research, but apparently somebody went out and bought Las Vegas Athletics and Vegas Athletics or whatever it is, and now they own the rights to the name because they can't get the name. They either have to change the whole franchise when they move and rebrand, or they have to pay whatever that open check of whatever they want for that naming in the domain. So it's good advice, bro. Trust me, it doesn't matter that you're Turnbuckles and Stogie. Somebody could be like, you know what, fuck you, bro. Bonk, now you can't own the domain. Now I own the domain.
And that's why you keep everything close to the chest.
Correct.
That's why my chest is so big when I walk
That's the only reason that this wasn't really talked about until we had the cigars in hand. We tested the blends, we finalized them, got the pricing, and then it was like, okay, here's a coming soon. You guys asked for it, and then it was finally, the video of the release of like, hey, here's what it's going to look like. We don't have the banding on us because they're working on that, but like we didn't do anything until everything was priced and everything was finalized, and then everybody was like, wait a minute, you guys are doing this? It's like, yeah. We just didn't tell you guys because we wanted to finalize
I didn't even know.
everything. We weren't sure how long it was going to take.
That's the way it should be, man.
Yeah, I didn't even know.
And we liked them. It was like, we didn't want to test anymore because we kind of, found that first blend that worked for a Habano and a Maduro. And we were just like, let's run with this. Let's see how this does. And then from there, move on, to start making the next one.
So guys,
it was,
and we'll be back. Sorry, OG.
You're good.
Let's take that one.
Been home about 6 months now, and I still have my doubts. Well, I'm not sure how I got here or how I'm gonna get out. Well, my mama says I look the same as I did before I left. But if she could see inside of me, it would scare her to death. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, run, soldier, run. And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, and weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. Well, they taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it off. Last Saturday they honored us in a small parade downtown. And when they shot off those fireworks, I nearly hit the ground. And while they smiled and cheered for us, all I could do was stare. 'Cause part of me is here at home, but part of me's back there. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, run, soldier, run. And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, and weighed a ton. And I see death in every single thought. They taught me how to put that uniform on. I just can't get it on. Yeah, there's no end in sight. 'Cause even though I'm home now, I'm still fighting for my life. Well, I can still taste the powder from the barrel of my gun, and I can hear my sergeant screaming, run, soldier, run. And I can feel the backpack on my shoulders, God, and weighed just can't get it all. Well, the devil's won some battles, and he may win some more, but don't he know the American soldier will always win the war?
Yo, what is up? What is up? Yo, we are back with Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod. I am the host with the most, the big dog, the vanilla gorilla, the OG, and our special guest, Mr. Cigar Clowns themselves.
Oh, there goes my action.
So real quick, guys, I just wanted to say that I agree with you guys. You got to keep everything tight-chested. And the quick point that I want to make was, when I came back to Turnbuckles and Stogies, I reached out to Joey and said, hey, my life is kind of straightened out. If that seat is still open, I'd love to come back. He said, absolutely. A couple weeks later, Joey's like, yo, OJ, I got to tell you something. And I'm thinking, crap. They don't want me on the podcast anymore. And it was just the opposite. It was the opposite. It was, hey, by the way, we're making cigars. Nice. And so I didn't know when I came back, and there was a lot of speculation out there. You know how the cigar world community likes to make up stuff and try to piece stuff together, why I left and why I came back. So there was a lot of speculation. I just came back because of the cigars. I didn't even know about them when I asked to come back. And that's a testament to Joey, right? And that's a testament to Joey and Dave keeping everything here until it was certain that I was coming back. And so you guys were spot on about that. And the other thing I want to say to you guys directly, you guys are phenomenal. I love your authenticity. When I watch your lives, or if I'm, go in on a podcast that you guys are sitting on, that is huge in the cigar world, that authenticity. Everybody can see through that BS of, putting on a show. You guys are genuine, and that's why I love the Cigar Clowns from the first time I heard about you guys. So props to you guys for being who you are.
So, I mean, that's why we've been able to stay friends this long.
So
because they're the same way we are.
Yeah. Listen, real recognizes real. We've already established that in how many year relationship that we have, and I say that about you and Pops all the time. People want to run their mouths, and I've seen. Hold on one second. I'm defending you, and I'm honoring you right now. You want to fucking sit down and listen to what I have to say, or you want to cut me off?
Wow,
shut the fuck up.
I appreciate that.
I love you because I love you. That's why.
My body slammed you through the table, pal.
Anyway, I know I see Big Dog on, coming on these, in the past, calling people out, talking shit, bro. People could talk shit about whatever they want, say whatever they want, have a perception of you, whatever they want. At the end of the day, from my stance, from where I sit, those two guys up on that corner over there have been nothing but genuine, nothing but real, nothing but supportive, and nothing but friends and companions in the cigar industry with Joey and Big Dog, and even with you, OG, because I've done this with you before. It's the same. Goes all around. Real recognizes real. I say that all the time, bro. That's straight fact. That's a New York terminology. If people don't know that, real recognizes real at the end of the day.
So, and we appreciate that, and that's the way we built this podcast. The same way you guys have built your brand is the authenticity of it's you. This is who you are. Everything relates back to where you come from. That's essentially how we've done this from day one. We've never pulled punches. Obviously here and there we've had to get told to tweak our verbiage because we used a lot of words.
Fair enough.
Everything stays the same. The way it is, the way you see us here is the way we are in person. And Ray can tell you that. And we sat there in JR and had huge, couple hour long conversation and just laughed and talked and smoked great cigars.
That's when he took my cigar.
That's when you tried to take the red lighter.
Took my cigar. I mean, my lighter.
Yeah,
see? That's right. The lighter incident. I heard all about.
Well, Joey's got a good new lighter you can play with.
So anyway,
if real recognizes real, does that mean clowns recognize clowns?
I know a clown when I see a clown.
So let me ask you
guys. We're clowning around over here.
Let me ask you guys this about this cigar. I'm smoking the blue one.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how did
next.
you guys come up with the blends for these, and tell everybody what they're about?
I'm gonna let
Yep.
Joe. This is Joe's baby right here.
Yeah, man. So the blends, we kind of, we're kind of big fans of San Andreas, right? So on both of the cigars, you have an expression of the San Andreas wrapper. You have on the Azori, you have a San Andreas Oscuro, and on the Viola, you have a San Andreas Claro, also known as a Petito. So when we were going through the blends, we hit it, man. San Andreas, with this one particular binder and this filler, we loved it. But we had it in the Claro version and this Oscuro version, and we couldn't figure out which one we liked better, man. They both just perfect cigars.
Could I just jump in here real fast?
Yes, sir.
So that's the beauty of hard work, right? Because Joey, we've been through runs where we've gone through 11, 12, 15 test blends to have to tweak and retweak and cheek and retweak and all that stuff. And it's not hitting right. This one, forget this one, scrap it. We'll start from fresh. So to have the ability, this kind of reminds me, if you're an OG Cigar Clowns fan, this reminds me of our 3-ring circus with the 2 Lanceros that we had put out. Probably we were on the search for one. People wanted us to come out with one, and we so happened to find 2 blends.
I remember when they came out. We didn't get our hands on those, but I remember hearing everything about those.
We were able to put both of them out. So it was kind of the same problem with this. You run into this every so often. It's like, do we do it in one? Do we release it as a series? Do we do a limited run, see how it does? Yada, yada, yada. So to kind of just throw a little monkey wrench into where Joe's at in the story, we took both blends and we took the test blends that we have and we sent them out to OGT for Eric, for his OGT society to sample the blends. And now I'll let Joe continue from there.
Yeah, man. And it's just, sorry if you hear my dog barking, but it's the same fillers, the same binder, just a different expression on the wrapper. But the insides of the cigars, they're tweaked a little bit, right? We have little different ratios to work with each wrapper. We couldn't decide, so we sent it out as Ray was saying. We sent it out to OGT's, his like society, and we did a vote on it, right? We sent them, I don't know, a couple thousand cigars, and they smoked through them, and had a little QR code to vote, on the cigar. And bro, it came back 51-49. What do we do?
Wow.
What do we do?
Wow.
At that point,
that's
when you're that close, you might as well, like you said, release them both because they're so close that you release one, it's like, well, wait a minute, you didn't release the other one, and now you got to release the other one. So
we told people, listen, you probably, if you really want to get the full experience, like we did with these, because what we did is we just smoked them back to back, or we smoked them at the same time.
Smoke at the same time,
back to back, like I'm doing now, to kind of get the experience. And so you're getting experience. There's a little bit of a different ratios in both, and very minor tweaks in both blends, but it's pretty much predominantly 90% the same blend, but a couple little minors. But you get to experience. It's like, it's the same wrapper. It's going to be the same thing. Like you go from smoking this to that, or smoking it at the same time. It's 2 totally different.
That's what I did when I got them. I lit up the Viola, and then right after that, that same day, like an hour later, I lit up the Azuri, and I was like you said, you could taste it, but having that darker wrapper, gives it a little bit more of a bite and a little bit more of a spice on it.
Correct.
Yeah, I even noticed that on the retrohale on both, because I did the same thing as well. I had both, and the retrohale on both is slightly different too. For me, at least for me, in my experience, and I know everybody has a different experience. I totally get that.
Sure.
I'm just saying, for my experience on the retrohale, was even different. But that's a testament to those 2 cigars and to you guys, and for your effort and hard work that you put into it, that those subtle differences are there. Fantastic.
That's why we say all the time. We tell people all the time, trust our palate. We're not going to disappoint you. We coined that phrase a long time ago when we first started. And 38 cigar releases later, it should speak to that. It should speak to this, to where we're at now.
And these cigars are made for our fans, right? Our blue collar guys getting out of work. Why should you spend $20 plus on a premium cigar? If we didn't tell you the price of the cigar and you smoked it blind, which the way the OGT Society. They smoked it without knowing what the price was going to be. You know, there was just a special project, you know, at a set price. They didn't know, you know, what the cigar is going to be. We got constant feedback. How are you guys bringing this to market under fucking $20, under $15? How are you guys doing it?
Right.
Well, it's scale, number one.
Right.
Number two, that's the way we designed this project. So we're buying big amounts of tobacco. It's the same tobacco, you know, just got different wrapper on it. We've got a little different ratios, but when we're making the cigars, man, it's like the big boys do, you know. So it's in scale. Everything's in scale, you know, and it's just a great project, man. It's great to give back. It's great to give back. When you clock out of your job and you had a hard day at work and you need a great cigar, you shouldn't have to pay $20, $15. What?
Oh, you
What's
waited
$8
You
steak?
waited
Let's
too
go.
long, Drifting Drams. You waited too long to order that 5-pack. They said just
Drifting
order
Drams.
the 5-pack of each of the Pagliacci's from Cigar Vault Oakdale. I don't know why I waited too long.
Let's talk about Drifting Drams right now because we have a pairing with them with their espresso blends.
Really?
So yeah, we have a mixologist on staff, Jack. He's been he's posting. Yeah,
he said,
man.
I think the Cigar Clowns Army wants another Lancero. What do you think, Jack? Yes, I agree.
Yes, we're working on it, Jack. We're working on it. He knows. But
listen,
yeah,
I'm a big gauge guy. I like my 6x60.
I'm a big coffee guy with my cigars too. So
I'm just saying, you know,
pairing
any
like you
work
guys said would
for
be good
something
for
like
me.
that coming out or no?
wait, there was like two people talking. I didn't hear the whole thing.
Sorry.
I'm
No,
sorry.
what I was saying was I'm a big gauge cigar. I like my 6x60. That's my favorite, my go-to. I smoke them all, obviously, but that's my go-to. And I don't do it for perception. I do it because I enjoy it. It takes me slightly longer to smoke them because as these guys, I tend to smoke at a faster pace. But I'm 6x60. So my question is, we got something like that coming out with
This was
you know.
supposed to be a 6x60 project. It started as a 6x60.
Oh, okay. Okay.
We were blending a 6x60. And you know, as you go through the blending process, you try different vitolas of the blends just to see how it works out. So this was a 6x60 project, but unfortunately, the box press 6x54 just knocked it out of the park. Knocked it out of the park, man. You know, and that's, I mean, is there a 6x60 coming? Yes. Will it be one of these blends? Maybe. Maybe we.
And who is
because I know the last time you did the
who's
660
testing the 6x60? Who's testing the 6x60? You or Joe?
We all test them. Me, Danny, Ray. You know, we go through them. You know,
if you want an unbiased opinion.
Oh yeah, we could definitely. We're in the process.
I got
of
no
expanding
shame.
the Pagliacci line.
Either do it.
You know, so it's coming. It's
Awesome.
definitely coming.
Awesome.
I can tell you that.
Very cool.
I don't know when, but
Very
it's
cool.
coming.
So, how did you guys come up with a flathead?
You mean
box
box
press?
Flathead box press.
So yeah, just as I was saying, when you were in the process of blending, we have our blender and the manufacturer take the same blend, the ratios, and make them in different vitolas. And it just so happened that these blends to us really knocked it out of the park in a box press. I'm a box press fan. You know, I know Ray loves a box press too. They just worked really well, and that's what we said we're gonna come to market first with the box press. I mean, yeah, that's how it worked. It wasn't like I want to make a box press and this size and this. It's like, no, we got the blend. Let's see what's the best. Like now we, you know, it's, and I don't know if everybody does it the way we do it, but that's the way this project evolved. That's the way this project evolved. And really, 6x54 is the Toro size is the #1 selling size in America.
Right.
So you know, when you're putting a cigar to market, you want to put a 6x54 out.
So
Joe, the question is for you.
So Joe, sorry if I missed, but is the Pagliacci a limited brand, or is it going to be an expansion between the Clowns, Shafat, and Pagliacci? Y'all are killing it.
Yeah, so the Pagliaccis are a core line. You will be able to find these on the shelves of retailers across the country. They're going out. We were out of stock for about a week, but they're back in stock. We have cigars coming in every 30 days on the Pagliacci.
Wow.
They are exceeding our expectations already.
They're moving pretty
Uh,
quick then.
Truth be told, we sold more Pagliaccis in the first quarter of this year than we sold in cigars of last year.
They said also love the
Wow.
5-pack boxes.
Yes, thank you, man.
I
Thank you.
thought that was great because it's got like the raised print on it,
Yeah.
but it's also very simplistic, but is exactly what you're going for that goes along with the cigars.
Grab and go, 5-pack, $39.99 in most markets. You can't go wrong. You could take this and share with your buddies on a poker night. You could take this, go to the beach. You could take this, go to the bar.
And it's
And
got the
if you
Bovita pack already in it, so you
as
just
the
literally
Bovita
can
pack,
grab it, throw it in your car, and do what you got to do for the day and have cigars.
that's right. That's right. And why break the bank when you gotta give your buddies a bunch of cigars? $40, five guys, 4
Mm-hmm.
girls, whatever it is. Perfect. Perfect. If you go to some retailers, it's even cheaper. I don't know how they do it, but they do it,
Right.
man.
Listen, like I said, these cigars are fantastic. I was looking forward to them coming out, and then when they dropped and I was able to get my hands on them, I went as quick as possible to order them in case they sold out or they were, because I didn't know that they were going to be a core line. I figured it was going to be a limited run. So I'm like, let me just get my 2 boxes, one of each now. This way I have it. And if they go away, they go away. And if they're still around, then, next time I
Yeah,
get,
man.
2 boxes of each one.
So let me ask you guys this.
Yes, sir.
Are you guys going to PCA next year?
We want to, but we have to see how it goes. PCA is a very big expense for a small company.
Right.
Correct.
Do we feel this year we spent our money better than going to PCA? Yes, we do. We do. Um, Small company, you figure 3 partners, a couple of salesmen, setting up the paying the expense, putting everybody up in the hotels,
I
meals and things like
wholeheartedly
that.
believe that they're flying off the shelves.
Yeah, man.
He
They
said they're flying off the shelves and online.
Yes, they are. They are. We are getting reorders. We're getting reorders every 2 weeks from shops, which is great. That's we made these to turn over in humidors. This is not something that's going to go into a shop and sit on a shelf. No,
Mhm.
people got to grab these once they get into consumers' hands and they see the value in them. That's where it
Now, let
goes.
me ask you this. If a shop wanted to order, can they just order the Pagliacci, or do they have to order whatever else you guys have?
No, welcome to the family. Come on in.
Okay.
Come on in. It's a great entry into the Cigar Clowns, world.
No, that's good because you get a lot of companies that in order to get like something like this that they release as a budget stick, you have to bring in, whatever else they carry or one of each of what they carry.
Mm-hmm. We get that, but we're
I'm gonna jump Joe and say we're here for any shop, any retailer who wants to bring us on, but we're focused specific on those small little mom and pops that have a couple of little boutiques in it, maybe a couple of little core lines, and we want the mom and pop shops that are kind of like us, that blue collar focus. That's what we're looking for. And we know that at the end of the day, we're going to walk. Any of our reps going to walk into a shop that just carries legacy brands. They're not going to carry the cigar. It's been a proven commodity at this point, which is fine. Eventually, when we'll get there, but we gotta kind of invade that small space, man. If we're blocking down the East Coast and kind of shifting off into the Midwest. It's got a couple of shots here and there. It's little pieces.
Yeah, that question made me laugh too, Joe.
Yeah, Ethan, no, man, we're changing the game. We're changing the game. We're consumer focused, like you guys. We love our customers, and we want our cigars in everybody's hands. And you know what? If shops are buying the Pagliaccis and they're selling well, why wouldn't they bring in the rest of our line?
I mean, that's true, and I know you guys have seen it. I've seen it where there's brands that sell great, and you're like I was trying to help another brand get in a shop, and he had one box of his cigars in there. They were only ordering one box at a time, or 2 boxes, and they were flying off the shelves. So I was like, I called them and I'm like, yo, like, let's up your order and add in another line. No, we don't want to do that. We don't have time for that. We don't have the space for it. And I'm like, but you're ordering one box every, 2.5 weeks. I'm like, you'd be better off ordering 3 or 4 boxes.
Save on shipping. Yeah.
Order, if you had the Connecticut, maybe order the Habano or the Corojo, and then, kind of slowly work the rest of the line in. And they were just kind of like, yeah, no, we don't want to do that. I was like, all right. I'm like, you guys are missing out, not me. I'm like, I'm just trying to help you, not only from, the I guess the rep side or broker side, helping them, but also trying to, as a consumer, say, listen, if that was me and I walked in and you had one of the line I like, and now that's selling out, but you have the next, the next step up, I'm going to try that next one because I already enjoy the one you have.
Yep, it's true.
And it was just like, they just kind of like, yeah, whatever. I was like, okay, well, then you know what? I guess our conversation here is done. I'm like, if you decide you ever want to go farther with this, then you let me know.
Yeah, man. And as a small company, it's tough to get shelf space. You're fighting for it. You're fighting with the big guys. And when
100%.
you start making some noise, the big guys are gonna come down and try to rain on your parade and offer the shops things that small companies can't do.
With you, yeah, but with you guys though, I don't see anyone derailing you guys. You guys are taking off like a rocket. Like I don't see the big guys being able to stop that juggernaut that is the cigar clowns. You guys are just on fire, and I don't see that changing.
It's true, and especially from when I first met you guys and started buying your cigars and smoking them. You guys always went upward. Nobody ever really held you back in a sense, because like you said, when you went through the different trials and errors, and when something like that happened, you guys just kind of like, okay, well, we're going to step away for a little bit, and then you came back with your own release by yourselves with with essentially nobody else helping you or behind you.
Yeah, man, and that's business, man. You have to laser focus on your goals, and you have to wake up every day and say, "What
You
can
are the
we
new era
do?"
cigar brands. You're right.
Oh man, what can we do today that gets us to our goal, our end goal, right? And our end goal is to be one of these, I'm not saying
Legacy
not legacy, yeah, not legacy, but one of these
I
brands
don't want
that
to be
are
a
in every
legacy
shop.
brand. I don't want to be a
Yeah.
legacy brand. I want to be a hybrid legacy brand. I want to be.
There you
I want to be different than everybody else. I don't want to be the old, your grandfather's institution type of shit. And that's not me talking shit. That's just me being real. Like that's why we want to be the new wave. We're the new wave that want to, like the Jonathan Drews and the Matt Boots, and when they came and they had their time in the industry. That's now we're that next wave.
It's funny you say that, because we were with Matty Rocks one day, and we had the same conversation, and we were talking about how when it used to be podcasts and cigar brands, it used to be the suit and the ties, and now it's guys like us who essentially are running the asylum.
Correct.
It's the I don't give a shit attitude. It's the, if you don't like it, that's too bad. This is who we are, and if you can't deal with it, move on to the next one. And he was like, that's basically, we are the inmates essentially running the asylum now, because there's guys like you, there's guys like us, Danny from 505. You have a bunch of other manufacturers and brand owners and podcast people that are just like us, who are out there just, this is our cigar. And if you don't like it, then for every one we lose, we're going to have 20 more people buying our cigars in place of that.
Let's just say it's not that it's guys like us, but it is guys like us, because guys like you, guys like us, we're running the cigar world. Look at
Hashtag new era. That's a fact.
Look at Fanatics. Fanatic Cigars is killing everybody right now.
Oh yeah.
It's
He's
true.
killing everybody.
Because again, it's like they said, it's that new era of cigars and that new era of cigar marketing, between having the social media and being able to do shows like this and have people out there just smoking your brand and posting it, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, doing the reviews on YouTube. There's many content platforms that all this is going out on, where a lot of those bigger brands did not have that when they came out.
And they don't have to either. They don't have to either because they've been established for 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years. So they don't need to do that platform. They're already out there.
That new clientele in the social media aspect of it.
I sent Fuente a message. I actually spoke to him and said, "When are you coming on a podcast?" He goes, "Send me a date." I sent him dates. I haven't heard nothing.
And again, that's not a knock against him.
Since last year.
That's not a knock against him because he is a busy guy. It's usually him out at all these events going alone. He's got his reps, but it's usually just him. But again, it's that, it's people that aren't used to doing stuff like this that are the hesitant ones to come on.
So, guys, I want you to explain to us how you went from, I don't know, 6 people down to 3.
He told us already.
Excuse me.
He told us.
I'm talking.
But I'm saying they already answered that.
Maybe it's an ultimate question.
Earlier, you asked that. They said life happens, stuff happens like we did.
Next question.
So what else can people expect from you guys this year, if anything, besides the release of the Pagliacci?
Well, it will be our 6th year of the Festivus coming out.
Yes, that is
comes out right around Thanksgiving.
Festivus is resting.
Yeah, Festivus is resting. Maybe you see an expansion on the Pagliacci line. We've been focusing on bringing back some of our best cigars that we had. So we're in the process of that. I'm not sure when they're coming out, but we are working on that feverishly.
We're blending.
Yep.
So let me ask you this: being that you're bringing back cigars that you had or that sold well, is there a chance that Crinkles is coming back, that box press Churchill that you guys made?
Possibly.
Those favorite?
You know what I'm talking about?
Favorite.
That really nice.
It's my favorite one. It's my
That
favorite.
was that one, and then you had the Captain Spaulding right after that.
Hold on.
Back to back.
Time out, Ray. You're sitting there going,
bangers.
You want a 20-second timeout or you need a full timeout? What do you need?
Explain to us a little bit.
30-second timeout.
Explain to us.
Let's put it like this. We, as a collective, and the 3 of us, want to kind of, because we've been asked about them multiple times, right? Bring back some of the old blends, this and that. We were so super hyper focused on not transitioning completely out of the limited drops,
right?
Going into those core lines and creating those core lines and focusing on those core lines. And then we so happen to have the whole thing with Shaffio and bringing Shaffio on. So we go from our SKUs now to 9 SKUs in total. So we were focusing on that and having the relaunch with them. So it's something that we've discussed for a long period of time that it was always kind of on our itinerary. It's had the little asterisk next to it. We'll get kind of off to the side. We're going to get to it eventually.
Right.
But, focusing on what we can and what we have access to, I think the goal at the end of the day for us, we're bringing back the past blends that people have either had or have never had.
Right.
I think we kind of want to focus on each one of our favorites to bring back. So if you know and you've been around long enough and you know what Joe's favorite clown cigar of all time is, mine and Danny's, then you can have answers to what we potentially want. They're fan favorites too.
Guys,
So
and again, those limited drops from when you guys first started were
tremendous.
Were ones that we've all loved and we've mentioned them. I mean, numerous times when we've spoke to you guys or when we've mentioned you guys on the show, like. I brought up that Crinkles, and I'm like, that cigar was probably one of my favorites at that point in time that you guys had made. And everybody goes, but why? I'm like, because it had a nice dark wrapper. It was that Churchill box press. I'm like, and there was no, like, at that point, there was not a cigar out. Big brand, smaller brand that could have, at that point in time, competed with that cigar. Because it was such a carefully crafted cigar. You guys took the time to taste it and make it to what it was. And that size fit that blend so well that it was just one of those that if the people that didn't have it ever had a chance to get one or smoke one, if somebody had one lying around they gave you, it was an experience.
So, and thank you, bro. That's my favorite cigar, by the way. And so when we talk about bringing these back, we're gonna bring them back in clown fashion, man, with another limited drop. So,
Yo,
we
what's
don't
up,
know
Danny?
what's up. Oh, 93. Let's go, Danny. Thank you,
93 on
bro.
the Viola.
Appreciate that, man.
Appreciate
93
that.
rated.
Trying to make the
93 on
number
the
one
drool
spot this
bucket.
year.
That's tough. A lot of competition. We were
That's
number
Shout
one
out to
blue
Danny.
collar
that's something
spot,
we're
bro.
gonna start to do this year too. Is put out, a list of like our top 25 cigars of the year, because everybody's asked us, because we've done this for so long. Like, you guys never put out a list. I'm like, because again, I'm like, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Yep.
I'm like,
True
but
opinion.
we've gotten to the point now. I'm like, I feel like we have to do it.
I think you
It's
should.
inevitable that we have to do that.
100%.
And
But you guys need to do it like in true Turnbuckle and Stogies fashion. Like, you have to do like power drivers and fucking.
oh, it'll be like a Royal Rumble kind of deal of like,
They
here's
need
the
like
top
they need like a WWE or
Yeah, man.
WCW entry theme for it. Like that.
100%.
You have to find. Remember, I'm the creative part of this fucking brand. You got to find like the whatever song you think would attribute to that smoking experience for a wrestler.
Right.
100%.
Don't finish the ends. Could be anybody. Could be in the lower ranks. Could be up top. It could be old school. It could be Hall of
We're
Fame.
kind of
Whatever
at
the
that
fuck you
point
think it
now
is.
too as well. So I get what Danny's saying. We're kind of at that point of like, everybody's asked us, what's the best cigars of the year you smoked? And I'm like, nah, we're not going to do that list. I'm like, because I'm like, we don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, but at the same time, I'm like, there's too much out there for us not to,
We
start
understand
rating and
cigar
ranking.
clowns
It's not.
1, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah.
We understand.
Yeah, we'll take the top five.
No, the top five is already done. It's 5 to 10 that we're gonna have to focus on.
Yeah, 5 to 10 is all you guys, and then we have to vote
We
on
have
the
the
other.
Sheffield collection.
You said I'll take the first 5
Sheffield
to 10.
collection.
Yeah, because
That's
they
it.
have
Hold on,
9
hold on,
SKUs altogether.
We have
so
9
they're saying
SKUs now.
They'll take the first 10 spots, and
You
then
said
everybody
you'll
else
take
can
the
fight
first
over
10?
15.
We cause mayhem.
See,
Joe.
one of my goals for Turnbuckles and Stogies one day is to have an episode of us recording in a ring with guests in a ring and smoking their cigars, almost like
I like that.
Yeah,
idea,
I mean,
guys.
I'd rent it. I'd rent the ring. I don't care, but I think that would be a fantastic episode, and I'd love to get the clowns in that ring. By the way, I will not take a bump. I'm only the manager. I won't take a bump because I'm a wuss. I cannot handle that. But
how about that?
I haven't seen that in a while.
oh wow!
How about that?
Yeah.
Since I've seen
How about that?
So,
Wow.
hey, how does
AJ, how about that?
So I'm gonna ask you guys this.
Wow.
So how does anybody get to order cigar clowns, the old ones and the new ones?
The old ones aren't out yet.
Old ones are
Mind
not
your
out.
business.
Yeah, old ones are not out. We're not sure how we're gonna work the old the limited drops. It's probably gonna be sort of like we do Festivus allocation per shop.
Okay.
So we try to make it fair. The shops that support us most will get a bigger allocation than shops that buy one box. It is what it is. We do not sell direct to consumer. If you're on
100%, Bernie.
if you're on our Facebook or if you're on our Discord, you can trade cigars with other people.
Yes.
To get your hands on some old one. We do have a lot of OGs in there that have piles of cigars that are willing to trade, but it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. It's gonna cost you a pretty penny.
Here's a funny story about this. Nick on our Discord messages me. Nick C messages me, goes, bro, I got a shit ton of nut rounds. I want to send you some. I'm like, no, dude, you gotta send me any. What do you mean? You keep them. You join me some. Nah, would not take no for an answer. I think he got my address from Joe. All of a sudden I get home and I freaking come home and there's a box and I'm like, what the fuck? He sent me 2 of them. I'm like, dude, he's like, you didn't have to freaking do that. But again, like that's the they're sending it to me who doesn't need it, who smoked it, who went through the experience. I want others to experience it. You know what I mean? So I had 2 of them. I gave one to somebody.
To smoke those, and those were phenomenal. Again,
dude, I'm talking. AJ Fernandez blessed us with that blend. That was from his little private reserve when we did that. Went from him. He blessed us with that project and the run and the not run.
Those were great smokes.
Yeah.
Now, is there anything else coming out with you and Shafat, however, I can't pronounce it properly.
Shaffio. Like, think about it like this. You ever see the movie Hook?
I think so, yeah.
With Robin Williams as Peter Pan and what the hell? Okay, so the one of the characters in there who runs the Misfits there is called Rufio. So I tell everybody Rufio, Shaffio, Rufio, Shaffio.
Now is there
the T is silent. For those who don't know at home, the T is silent.
Shaffio. Justin has a bunch of blends. I mean, and he's released them in limited quantities before. We're thinking about bringing some out to market, but right now we want to focus getting his brand, him and his wife Crystal's brand, into more shops. So, I mean, their core line is unbelievable. You got the See, Hear, and Speak No Evil, and then the Freedom Fighter. Now, the See, Hear, and Speak No Evil, they're $10 MSRPs. And the Freedom Fighter, we got down to a $12 MSRP.
That's awesome.
Comes in a box of
I
20.
still
The box
got
is
to try.
crazy.
Reasonable.
I've heard great things about them.
You have the box showing though.
I could get the box. Give me 2 seconds.
If you could get the box and show them, it's well worth getting up. I wouldn't make him get up if it wasn't worth it.
I've heard great things about those two cigars. Everybody's raved about them. I haven't had a chance to go pick some up.
I gotta ask
you. We got you.
I gotta ask a question.
You always ask questions.
There's a guy in New Jersey that had your cigars. He doesn't carry them anymore.
Yeah.
Is there a reason?
I have no idea. There's some shops that cigar doesn't do well in. Some shops, places focus on their own lines. You know, that is.
You're sweet and innocent, Danny. That's a lie. Don't lie to these people at home. Don't lie to these people at home, Danny. You're not sweet and innocent. Don't lie.
I feel Big Dog, to answer your question a little bit further,
maybe we get back into that shop.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of those shops when we started on the early onset on the limited drops were kind of giving us a chance, and then it kind of the box came out dope, bro.
Oh,
that's
dope. That's fire.
I like.
Oh,
that.
wow!
Show them the writing on the inside. They got writing on the inside of the box. I don't know if you can see it. Got to zoom in. Yeah, there's a little.
Get out of here! That's fire.
That's a very nicely done box.
So, how does anybody order those cigars that you have?
The Sheffield collection?
Yeah.
Right now.
We did the packaging for that. We did the boxes for them, the display boxes that Joe has there. That carries all three of the boxes in the line.
Yeah.
We have 5 packs of blends. I have the blend descriptions on the back of them. Yeah, they have the blend descriptions on the back of what it is.
And now do they come in, does that blend come in different sizes?
So these are 6x52s right now.
Okay.
We did have they did have Robustos, but we since we're bringing out the line, we want to keep it simple right now. You know, for manufacturing and for shops, just for one SKU of each. This is what the display box looks like as well.
I'll sit like that in shops.
Yeah, I sit like this in shops. Sorry, I'm holding it so it doesn't. So you can fill it with the 5 packs or with singles.
Damn.
So you know you can grab singles, you can grab 5 packs. You know, great.
We also have a box display like that with the Pagliacci, wrapping on the two for the Pagliacci boxes for the 2 boxes to sit in just like that.
I did see those that somebody had posted when they
those
were
came out fire.
The humidors. And I liked how they kept all of that and you guys all together in one spot, so that when you walk in, everything is right there. You had the See No Evil, Speak No Evil, and you had the Pagliaccis, you had the Goldie Grace, and you had some of the other Cigar Clown drops as well that was in there.
Yeah, man. I'll be the first to announce. We'll be the first to announce it here. We're gonna do a special for 4th of July on.
You know what I'm thinking? You know what I'm thinking? Jack has kind of got with the hashtag New Era. We're gonna have to alter that and make it something our own, because New Era is a hat company. They use hashtag New Era. So if we're gonna hashtag that, we're gonna have to come up with something creative under the New Era flag. Just throwing it out there, Jack. Get to work.
We got time. We got like 7 minutes left.
We have
7 minutes.
Okay.
You want to go with OT? I'm okay with that. I know Joe's got something to do, but I'll hang for a little bit if you want to check out
We can
cigar.
go into OT. You got somewhere to go.
I gotta go take my daughter to get a new phone.
But I can go.
But we don't need you. You can go.
Yeah, hang in the studio after. Hang in. Yeah.
How about that, Ray?
He said,
Appreciate
Bernie said, hashtag a brand new era.
Ah, brand new era.
No, I don't like it.
We'll figure it out. I like it. I like it, Bernie. I like it, Bernie.
No, Bernie. No, Bernice.
Oh, that's funny.
Who does the media work? You or Joe?
I do. We both do, but I do.
I mean, just to show you guys, like that. When I say this cigar is good, like I'm smoking it down to almost my fingers at this point, and I'm still enjoying it.
It's fantastic.
Enjoying
It doesn't get hot. It doesn't get hot on you.
Hashtag Numera.
Numera.
That's a killer, man.
Guys, I have to
Bernie
jump
said,
off.
thanks, Joe. I know
I
who
gotta go
loves me.
take my daughter to get a phone.
I'll see you later,
y'all
big
later.
dog.
Enjoy.
See you, dog.
Be well. Yo. And don't forget, get your cigar clowns wherever you can find them. All in local shops. You heard?
You go do that. I'll
You heard?
We're going to overtime. We're going to overtime.
That's
We're going
all right.
overtime, but it's what it is. I still got some cigar.
OT,
Let's
baby.
go.
OT. Little OT.
Let's go, Bernie.
We said trends, Joey. You know the deal. We go
I know you
long and
do.
endless. We get more people to
You
get
guys-
the friggin' giveaways away.
You guys
That's
have
how we do
always
it, bro.
been kind of, I feel, the trendsetters for the boutiques that a lot of people have tried to follow. And there are some that can catch it and some that can't.
Some that passed us too. You know,
Again,
it is what it is.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of the industry. Some guys can kind of
Absolutely.
take that all that you guys
But
do.
competition is good, though.
I love that.
It's
Yes,
great,
100%.
man. We don't
It's
see it as
us.
competition.
It's like owning a house in a neighborhood for 50 years, and they come across the street and they knock that old ass house down. They build $1 million home, and it raises the property value. It's raising the property value as we elevate, as brands are past us, with us, behind us. We're all elevating at the same time. It's good for the industry. There's no
Correct.
hate in
It's good
any
for
of
the
that,
industry.
man.
There's
No hate in
man.
any of that, bro.
We love what
We
some
support
of
our
the
brothers,
companies
bro,
to do,
and
man.
our sisters.
We love it. Yep. We
He
love what some
said,
of the companies
Drift
do.
and Dram said, hot take, cigar clowns are the next TikTok influencers. Oh, Jesus Christ.
I don't know if I can handle TikTok, bro.
I don't
Dude, I'm
even
Instagram.
have
I don't know if I can
TikTok.
handle TikTok.
I don't even have
We
TikTok.
did wait.
I'm too old for it. I don't.
Listen, could you
Oh, yeah, I
imagine
don't know,
we have a
I
TikTok
don't get
page. My son did
We
it.
have any Gen Y or Gen Zs that want to do it for us?
Listen,
Shoot me a
could
DM.
you imagine TikTok being taken over by us and you guys? That would be scary.
We need
I
to
gotta
get a
quit my job.
viral dance or something.
That would be scary. Oh God, that would be interesting.
Yeah, man. So
I got a funny story real quick off topic. So because Big Dog is not here, but I'm sure he'll watch it on the replay. He was asking me in the green room about my mustache. He goes, why the change in the facial hair, right? Because I always have the beard, the logo, the whole lore of that and stuff like that. The logo looks like me, blah, 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 blah.
Ray putting on clown makeup, the first TikTok.
No. I'll put on a filter.
No.
He goes like, I mean, we can do that.
So let's talk about the clowns, right? Like we went from like clowns, ha ha, to like clown. We ain't clowning around, man.
Right.
That's it. We're that now, that expression of New York clown. Like, you know what I mean? Like we're not a clown. Like it's like we're not joking. We're serious about our cigars. So it's like a circle of a joke, like our name. Like, you know, we talked about rebranding with a different name, but we're not. We're keeping the cigar clowns.
I was going to say, I don't think.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It would take away from what you built.
Yeah, man.
Listen, when I hear cigar clowns, I think a group of people sitting together, just joking around, having a good time, smoking some cigars, having a few beverages, whatever. That's what I think of clowning around. You know, I get the logo. You know what I mean? But to me, cigar clowns is like, hey, just hanging with the boys and girls, and we're just hanging out and having a good time, and life is good. Because, you know, like you guys have said 1,000,000 times, we're just the average everyday Joe working the 9 to 5, busting our ass, just trying to pay the bills. You know what I mean? Right. And you need, I think about that as hanging with, you know.
It's never changed. It's been that way since the day I had the opportunity to meet these guys and smoke their cigars. That's how it's been ever since I've met them.
Yeah, I'd love to meet you guys in person sometime and have a smoke with you and break some bread and have a beverage, and
let's go.
That would be that's
that
on the
loud
list
and
before
clear is doing
2026 is over. That's got to happen. That's got to.
Oh, that clown over there to set it up.
Oh, you talking about me?
Yeah,
talking about you,
Mr. Producer.
yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. We set it up once before, and we had Ray. We didn't get to meet you yet, Joe, but we've had the opportunity to sit down and smoke with Ray and hang out with him in person, and it was a lot of fun.
I'm a dick in real life. This is not me in person. I'm a real scumbag.
Hey.
Such a scumbag.
That's not true.
Oh God.
But yeah, man.
Oh man.
Wait, so real quick, mustache. So anyway, for my 9 to 5, 8 to 4, 8 to 3 job every day, we're not allowed to have beards, right? So I have to be fitted for an airline respirator in my profession. So, they have the blue collar, Yankee, kind of, mustache only if you want to have facial hair type of deal. Cool. So, because I've been around the block. I've been working in my job 20 years at this point. So, I really don't get my balls broken and shit. So whatever. I went away camping. My big boss wasn't there, and I had a full beard when I came back with the kids for a week of camping in the woods. And I came back and I was like, you know what? One of the newer mechanics that I had a bus like, oh, I did the gas ash is big stick. I was like, yo, I'm gonna do a handlebar mustache. I'm gonna show you up. Watch. So I did the handlebar mustache. So they'll pay my little homage to Hulk Hogan, do the whole little thing. A week later, Hulk Hogan dies. I was like, what?
Listen, I feel your pain. I'm in. Go ahead. Sorry.
It just that's part of my childhood, right? I'm an OG. Joey knows this. I don't watch it now, really. My brother does. I'll kind of dabble here and there on the major events as my brother's watching it. But for me, I'm an old school cat. You want to ask me anything old school, golden era of wrestling?
We've had in-depth conversations about that consistently.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So anyway, to finish the mustache story, I said, all right, well, now I'll go. Then I was getting my balls broken about that because I'm not supposed to have anything down past the cheek. So I kind of went to this. Like, you know what? I'm going to tap into my inner little Rick Rude action with the mustache and kind of bring that back since everybody's bringing back the Rick Rude thing. So I'm like, I do it with the mustache. So I've been rocking it for a year now. July will be a year I have the mustache.
9 p.m.
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
Yeah, listen. I guess my point was I empathize with you because I'm in healthcare. So once a year, I got to shave all of this for a fit test for a match.
Yeah.
So I don't appear on social media because it takes me longer for like 3 weeks. It doesn't grow in quick. So for 3 weeks, you don't see my face on social media until it comes back.
I got
so
you.
I feel your pain. I feel your
fast.
pain.
Yeah. We're gonna wind down here. It's about the end of the show here. Remember, guys,
just lighting another cigar. Okay.
Oh, we're gonna go into overtime. I'm going to set up a quick recording studio, and then I'll send it to you guys, and then we'll join back and start all over.
Let's go.
Okay.
So listen,
let's do it.
It's been a great show, guys. We'll see you guys in part 2. Remember, get your Turnbuckles and Stogies cigars. DM us at Turnbuckles and Stogies Pod on Instagram to get yours now and secure your pre-release spot. And the pre-release ends, I think, the beginning of June. That first Sunday in June, maybe the second Sunday, depending. But shoot us a DM, get yours, and you'll be getting 2 Habanos and 2 Maduros, potentially a Connecticut. I'm working on that now. And make sure you go get your Pagliaccis as well, because these cigars, again, as you see, are absolutely fantastic.
You gotta smoke them both.
Absolutely. I'm actually gonna light up my last one now.
Let's go.
So on that note, guys,
do it.
Here. Let me create the recording studio, and then we'll be back.
Thanks.
Word.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to Military Broadcast Radio. As we wrap up today's show, we want to remind you that the podcast of today's episode will be available right after we go off the air. So if you missed any part of the show or want to listen again, be sure to check it out. And remember, we're here to support and honor our veterans. Your stories and experiences matter, and we are committed to giving you a platform to share them. That's right. We're here to give our veterans a voice. So don't forget to catch the podcast and stay connected with us. Giving our veterans a voice.